The conclave to choose the new pope is just hours away. Tonight, the College of Cardinals is gathering at the Vatican, preparing for total lockdown.
Yeah, the United States Cardinals, including Chicago's Blaise Cupich, boarded a bus to the Vatican just a few hours ago. They had been staying at the U.S. Seminary in Rome. And WGN's Dina Bair takes a closer look at the process that's about to take place inside the Sistine Chapel.
Faith tells them the decision is made from heaven and passed on to the cardinals in the silence of the Sistine Chapel. But there are human characteristics the electors are considering as they cast ballots for the man who will lead the Catholic Church in changing times.
The conclave is almost like a retreat, so I'll kind of look forward to it.
Oh God, Almighty Father.
The Archbishop of New York knows what to expect. Cardinal Timothy Dolan helped elect then Jorge Mario Bergoglio in 2013. Now he'll convene with the 130-plus cardinals gathered at the Vatican to select the next leader of the Catholic Church. 108, or 80% of those eligible to vote, were appointed by Pope Francis.
I always tease that every time Pope Francis made new cardinals, I had to go get my National Geographic out to try to find out where these countries were, but it was a brilliant move.
A move to expand the church's reach, and now perhaps the potential list of favorites that include names from Africa and Asia, in addition to more traditional locales like Europe and South America.
Every papal election, probably every election, is a referendum on, continuity versus change.
11 names have emerged as papal contenders, while 5 of those have consistently been on top, with some cardinals mentioned as possible pope in the last conclave. First, Vatican Secretary of State Cardinal Pietro Parolin. The 70-year-old Italian is the highest-ranking cardinal in the electing conclave, known by all and potentially appealing to all, since he's considered a sensible moderate. Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, often referred to as the Philippine Francis. At 67, he's popular and the most liberal candidate among the frontrunners. He has criticized the Catholic Church's attitude and language toward gay people. Cardinal Peter Erdo, a devotee to Mary, like Pope Francis, does not share his leanings. Erdo, a 72-year-old Hungarian, is far more conservative, speaking out against divorced Catholics receiving Holy Communion. He was a Pope John Paul II appointee. Pope Francis elevated Cardinal Matteo Zuppi, another Italian who's considered the deceased pope's favorite, to replace him. He went on a peace mission to Ukraine and visited the United States since his appointment in 2019. Cardinal Peter Turkson would be the first African pope since the 5th century. The 76-year-old from Ghana has grown in popularity as the number of Catholics has swelled in Africa since he was first mentioned as a pope contender in 2013. Rounding out the list is traditionalist Cardinal Raymond Lee Burke, an American who criticized President Biden for receiving communion and supporting abortion. African Cardinal Robert Sarah just makes the cut to join the conclave at 79 years old. The limit is 80. The conservative opposes recognizing homosexuality in African countries. The head of the Catholic Church in England and Wales, Cardinal Vincent Nichols, a middle-of-the-road candidate, could offer a compromise between liberal and conservative factions among cardinals. He turns 80 in November. Canadian Cardinal Marc Ouellet is already too old to vote at age 80, but can still get votes and potentially become pope. He has been one of the loudest voices for change in the wake of the church sex abuse scandals. There is a long shot, as he's only been a cardinal for a year and a half. Having worked in Jerusalem, he advocates for an end to the humanitarian crisis and war in Gaza. His international experience and even his name make Cardinal Pier Battista Pizzaballa papable. Also elevated in late 2023, Cardinal Robert Prevost, an American from South Holland, is known to virtually every cardinal due to his role in Vatican administration. He's a potential compromise candidate, appealing to both those who favor Pope Francis' reforms and others who desire a return to more traditional practices. There has never been an American pope. You also were talked about as a contender back then. How does that feel as you go into the next one?
Well, those days are over, all right?
Mystery shrouds the process to select a pope. so does silence.
Once you go into the conclave, it's 99% silent. You have the 4 ballots a day, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, a lot of prayer and a lot of waiting, because it takes a long time for each cardinal to vote. We walk up one by one with our ballots so everybody can see it. They don't see what you've written because it's folded. You take the oath, you put it in the big chalice, then it's carefully counted 3 times.
After each vote, smoke rises from the Sistine Chapel's chimney. Black smoke signals lack of a majority vote.
Do you have an idea on a direction you're leaning at this point?
None of your business.
È una fumata bianca, 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 bianca.
Billowing white smoke signifies a new pontiff has been chosen. For Francis, it took 2 days. In the minutes following the final vote, the new pontiff is brought to a room where for the first time he dresses in the traditional white vestments. Then it's time to greet the world.
Popes don't change in substance, they change in style. And everybody appreciated the style of Pope Francis. You know, how humble, how simple. But we also would say, yeah, but Benedict had that intellect, John Paul II had that conviction of soul. And so you're kind of thinking, could we find somebody with a blend of all of them?
Finding that mosaic of previous popes is the task ahead. Cardinal Dolan said they received some sage advice ahead of the 2013 conclave.
Don't be afraid, because the Holy Spirit has already chosen the next pope. Your job is to find out who he's chosen.
Experts predict this conclave will not last long. Unlike 2013, there's so much interest surrounding this election, even Vegas has set odds on the candidates. Back to you.
Join WGN tomorrow morning for live coverage as the papal conclave begins. We'll host a special report starting at 9:30 a.m. as the 133 cardinal electors enter the Sistine Chapel. You can watch on air, online, and on the WGN Plus app.